everybody. Welcome once again to the What I'm Listening To podcast.
Hey!
I'm feeling a bit low energy right now because I just got home from working a 4:15 in the morning shift. And
4:15 in the morning? That's about the time I fell asleep.
Yeah, so,
Actually,
yeah. What?
I went to bed around like 4:15 in the morning as well.
Oh, well, you guys are mental because I had to get up that time.
It was patch day. I needed to download it.
Yeah, you had your priorities set.
Yep.
It was day of writing sheet music.
Oh, yeah.
I had to write that.
Yeah, so we've been kind of quiet, both on the podcast and the group, and I've sort of acknowledged it because any of you who are in school will probably understand that it's finals for a lot of us. My finals week technically starts this week, and I'm actually very lucky in that I don't really have any finals whatsoever. The only thing I have to do is revise a paper, and I'm done.
So explain to me why finals are not in the summer like they are here.
Well, what do you mean? Okay, what do you mean by that?
Well, finals are finals. Like, I have my final exams in the summer, and then universities have their final exams near the summer. I mean, I have coursework now, which is a bit different, which is, I think I have a 3,500 word essay and stuff like that, which is like 20% of my grade, but I don't have finals in December.
Probably just a semester. It's a winter semester.
Wait, let me answer me this though. So, when you enroll in classes, do you have the same classes, let's say, in the winter and then also in the spring to summer? Or do you change them?
Are you meaning university-wise now? Here?
Sure. I mean,
yeah, because that's an interesting question actually. In the first year, you don't enroll in classes; you get classes set for you. This isn't in every course. This is in the specific course I'm applying to, which is Newcastle University Computer Science. Okay. But because every university has a bit of a different spin on it. But usually you get all the modules set for you, and then in the second year you have optional modules which you can add, which just basically count for more points in your final grade.
Okay. See, I'm curious because what you're kind of describing to me sounds more like how it worked when I was in high school.
Oh, high school's completely different.
This is an obvious example of the cultural differences between us, but But literally, what you sound like you're describing to me is how it was for high school. Like, you apply, you get classes, and then you're there for the fall to the winter. You get a break, and then you come back spring till summer, and in May or June, depending on when the semester ends for you, that's when you have your finals.
Yeah, that is high school here as well. But the weird thing about ours is we don't have anything equivalent to your SATs and ACTs. We just have exam. So what you do is you take 3 subjects. This is in your final year of high school. Is you take 3 subjects, and then you take those for 2 years, and then you have a final exam at the end of them, and those are basically the grades that decide your fate for the rest of your life, which is scary.
Good Lord. I hope you are studying.
Yeah, no, maybe.
I didn't either, so it's okay.
Hooray for probably very bad decisions.
Whatever. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of non-music stuff. So that's what's going on, as you can tell. We are.
So music.
Yeah, music. Right. Well, not to say that I haven't at least not been listening to music. I've been listening to quite a bit of stuff. In fact, I went to the record store, Amoeba, in San Francisco yesterday with a friend to do some Christmas shopping, and I came back with some more goodies, which I'm excited that
How many CDs did you buy yourself?
Ooh.
What is that, Edwin?
How many CDs did you buy yourself?
I bought 5.
Nice.
But
Ooh.
I only paid like $30 for my 5 CDs, and then the friend I was with, I bought her a CD secretly and then gave it to her when we left.
Oh, that's nice.
She's getting into a band that I have been trying to get her into for ages. It's a band called Wilco, which I'm sure I've talked about multiple times. But I bought her my personal favorite album, which is called Being There, and she was super excited that I got that. And then the stuff I got for myself goes as following. I got an album by this band called Boredoms, which I've heard very interesting things about their work. They're a Japanese band, and apparently Nirvana took them on tour in the 90s, and they have like this weird, noisy, shoegazy, but also very beautiful composures. And so I just was like, I have to check these guys out. Shoegazy, yeah.
Like they're staring at shoes while they're singing their songs.
Do you know what shoegazing means? Just out of
No,
curiosity?
which is why all I can imagine right now is a bunch of Japanese people just staring at shoes intently and like singing love songs.
It's funny you say that, because that's sort of what where the term comes from, because shoegazing, for those who don't know, is a term described for music that uses a lot of effects, guitar effects, and it kind of has some psychedelic elements, and there's kind of these like whooshing sounds and super distorted guitars. And the reason they call it shoegazing is because a lot of the times people are like gazing at their shoes because they're using guitar pedals to like, change their effects. And then it's just this. They basically just create this huge wall of noise, and depending on the band, it can be really awesome if you're into that kind of experimental music.
That sounds.
See, as a
really
guitarist,
unique.
I think I should know this. But no, apparently not.
I mean,
Shoegazing.
prominent examples. Silver Sun Pickups, if you've listened to any of their work.
Okay.
They like the song "Lazy Eye" is one of my favorites. I really like that song. There's a guitar solo in quotes is basically just fast, really loud strumming, and that's essentially a good example of what shoegaze is. Yeah. But anyways, so I got that. I got an album by a band called Yo La Tango, and then Nothing Turned Itself Inside Out, which they've done shoegaze in the past, but this album is a lot more dream poppy, which I really like. I like dream pop stuff.
What is dream pop?
Did you ever listen to much of what's that band called? Lana Del Rey's second album is a good example of dream pop. Just sort of like really, I don't really know how to say it. It's just like echoey vocals and everything's just kind of really slow. And
There's so many subgenres of music.
I know. It annoys people, but I'm very fascinated by some of these subgenres.
Oh no, it's all fascinating, but there's so
Subgenres
many.
are the best.
Yeah, that's how you get the real cool stuff.
What was the genre that you and I talked about, Nathan? The very first
Pornogrind?
Pornogrind.
Pornogrind.
Pornogrind, yes.
Oh my god, yeah. So stuff like that is just so super interesting.
I've heard of many others since then. I think I might need to start making a list of the best subgenres of 2014.
Yeah, I think I actually had made a list a while back just by browsing Wikipedia and just looking up all the kooky, weird subgenres I could find.
Why not just make that a segment? Like each podcast, new subgenre, and add a link to that song.
That's a fantastic idea, actually.
You know what? We're going to make that a thing starting next week.
Okay,
I contributed to something.
Yay!
Or we could do like a mini game. Like, is this a subgenre or should it be a subgenre?
That's actually even better too.
Oh god, all the new content.
Plotting. Edwin, so for a definition of dream pop, which I'm looking at Wikipedia here, defines dream pop as an atmospheric subgenre of alternative rock that relies on sonic textures as much as melody. Common characteristics are breathy vocals and use of guitar effects, often producing a wall of noise. The term is often used particularly in the U.S. to describe bands who were part of the shoegazing scene, and shoegazing is seen as part of dream pop, so I guess they kind of go hand in hand. But examples include the Cockatoo Twins, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Lush, My Bloody Valentine,
Okay.
Swallow, Slow Dive. My Bloody Valentine's actually considered one of the basically the most popular shoegazing bands. Their album Loveless.
Wait, shoegazing or dream pop?
But I mean both, really. If you listen to it, like
I love My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, it's just really interesting because shoegazing is super noisy music, but it also incorporates like these really dreamy elements. And so I guess you could say dream pop is just shoegazing really without like the noise. It's just sort of it's the dreamy element by itself.
I just realized there was a subgenre now. Sorry, I kind of like decided to look at weird subgenres because of where we were talking, and there's a subgenre named after my home county.
No shit. What is it?
Yorkshire bleeps and bass.
What?
Yorkshire what bass?
You need to look at this.
And bass.
I need to look at this. This is fascinating. I thought you were going to say Madchester, but I don't know why I thought
Madchester.
Yeah, that's a thing. I've seen it. Madchester as one word.
That's the rival town. Anybody from Manchester, stop listening right now.
I'm sorry.
We don't like you anymore.
Shots fired, please. We're cool here. We're cool. we don't condone any violence here on the What I'm Listening to podcast.
Wait a minute.
No, we don't want to start riots.
What's that, Edwin?
Way to cause controversy, man. Having a good time.
Yeah, the fuck, man. I mean, this is that's in their country. Like, we're cool here in the U.S. We're keeping it real.
America.
Oh, the Stone Roses are a Manchester thing.
We're listening to Dream Pop and Shoegaze and Pornogrind. We're cool. We're cool.
We're all getting high while listening to Pornogrind.
Yeah, we are. Especially here in California.
Oh, especially here in the Netherlands.
That's true.
Amsterdam, been legal since I don't know when.
Yeah, okay. You beat me there, I'm sure.
I'm the square in Jersey.
The square?
The square.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm sure you guys have your share of it too, so...
Oh yeah, no doubt, but...
Except for ours is legal, and yours you have to find a shady guy in a back alley.
I say, ours is like illegal in quotes, and I don't really want to get too deep into opinions about the whole legal drug thing, but California...
No, back to the Pornogrind.
Let's just say California, who really knows at this point, but Pornogrind, yeah, good stuff.
Pornogrind. What were the bands that we found to do
Oh
Pornogrind?
God, I have to go back. I'm gonna look it up again. Pornogrind. There's some pretty gnarly names. Okay, Cock and Ball Torture.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Right,
my favorite.
Let's see, Waco Jesus.
Sounds like my Friday night.
That's awesome. Lucky you. Gut. Dead. And that's only the ones I can find. Cock and Ball Torture seems like they're the kings of it, and I like the names of their albums too. Cocktails, Zoophilia, Anal Cadaver, a split with Gross Member.
Cadaver.
They sound like the guys who should have made the 50 Shades of Grey cover instead of Rihanna.
They really should have.
Made
it a hell of a lot more interesting.
Big Dicks split EP with Last Days of Humanity. Interesting. Oh god.
Oh god. You know what? I think I'm going to put My Bloody Valentine songs just in the background of this entire podcast because it's making me just feel trance.
I'm looking at like all these different subgenres, and I love how some of them are spelled.
Such as?
Riot Girl, it's G3RL.
Oh yeah, Riot Girl. Girl. Yeah, that I actually know enough about because I've been on a punk phase for quite some time at this point, but that was one of the things that developed during the hardcore era was Riot Girl. So bands like Bikini Kill and whatnot came out of that.
I really need to get back into punk. I mean, the only punk I listen to is classic punk, like Sex Pistols and the Ramones and stuff like that.
Well, go on.
Oh, no, carry on. You were saying something.
I was going to say, let me tell you something about that, because I've been reading, just finished reading this book, and I've been praising about it to everybody I could see who's interested in it, but a book called Our Band Could Be Your Life. It's 13 biographies on 13 bands who have really influenced the independent rock scene, and all these guys they're mostly considered hardcore, which is hardcore punk, because punk was more prominent in the 70s, so like you say, like Social Distortion, the Ramones, Sex Pistols, that was really popular during that time. But then when the 80s came along, at least here in America, that was sort of kind of running its course, and so people were looking for something a lot more aggressive and angrier, and so I guess, the hair metal really wasn't doing it, and so punk rock kind of evolved to be more meaner and aggressive, and that's when hardcore came around. So in California, bands like Black Flag and the Minutemen and Dead Kennedys all came about, which are all good bands. But then in like the East Coast, Sonic Youth was one of the bands, and who else? Fugazi and Minor Threats were all these bands too. So it's actually some really interesting stuff, and you really get a feel of how it was for these bands. Oh, and my personal favorite from Texas, the Butthole Surfers. I love those guys.
The Butthole Surfers?
Yeah, exactly. Those guys are mental. They're absolutely mental. They from what I have read in this book, they just 4 or 5 dudes who are on LSD 24/7, and they just do the wackiest stuff while they're performing their music. So like I've read that in some shows they would have toy animals or dolls and just like tear into them and like eat them, or they would be playing videos of like surgeries in the background and all this fucked up shit, and so they just did it just because they wanted to. It's pretty crazy. Their music, I don't think, does full justice to how they were live. They were just insane.
No. Oh, I just realised we started the podcast without asking everybody what they were listening to.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, we got distracted by Pornogrind.
Pornogrind, yeah.
And Girl. And stuff like that.
Girl.
Butthole
Well,
Surfers.
I mean, I sort of have said what I've been listening to, but I'll just end on what I've been listening to the most of all the albums I bought is a band called Big Black, which also is in that book. They're basically the guys who started the industrial rock genre, if you know what that is. And
9 Inch Nails is what I know from that.
Exactly. So they are like one of the earliest. They're credited for one of the earliest influences on industrial rock. And I bought this album they have called "Songs About Fucking," which is really cool. And
are they
Once you
songs
went Big
you can
Black,
get down
did you
to?
never go back?
wait, what'd you say, Nathan?
Once you went Big Black, did you never go back?
I did not go back. I literally can't stop listening to their stuff. It's kind of bad, but yeah, I've been enjoying the aggressive sounds of Big Black. They're great. What about you guys?
Edwin, you can go first.
I've been listening, like I said, my radio in my car is broken, so I've just been listening to CDs, and I've had My Dinosaur Life by Motion City Soundtrack in there, and I've been listening to that on repeat.
Nice. Nice. I haven't really listened to too much about that, or listened to too much of that band.
I really like Motion City Soundtrack.
Yeah.
And because I've been listening to this one, like, I haven't gotten the new one yet,
Yeah.
and I didn't listen to it that much. And I remember when I first listened to it, I wasn't a fan of it, but I'm listening to it now, and I don't know what was wrong with me. I enjoy it. It's
How can I know bands such as No Such Noise and I don't know who Motion City Soundtrack is?
I know the name. I just haven't heard much by them whatsoever.
that is strange because you definitely should know who Motion City Soundtrack is.
Yeah. It's funny because actually their songs are featured on a lot of soundtracks for movies that like the compilation albums that are like music written for or inspired by the motion picture.
Ooh, this sounds interesting.
Yeah. So it's actually funny because whenever I heard that band name, I always assumed that they were just guys who did soundtracks. So I was always thrown off by that name. I have no idea why.
No,
Well.
they're just a pretty awesome like pop punk band.
Yeah. I'll have to check them out for sure.
For sure.
Oh, definitely. That's going straight into my I'm going to listen to this next list.
Big Black. What about you? What have you been listening to, Nathan?
Oh, don't get me started. I've been listening to way too much Avenged Sevenfold.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, way too much. Way too much to the point where... do you guys know the song A Little Piece of Heaven?
Yes.
Who doesn't?
Yes. Such
Yeah.
a good song.
I've been singing those lyrics in the middle of class by accident, just like coming them to myself, and then it ends up just being like, because the story all about it is that he kills his wife, and then he has sex with his wife, and
Yeah.
then he slaughters some more, and all this lot, And so I start singing these lyrics, and then people are just staring at me like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you?
Eat it. Yeah, that song's awesome. Actually, it's funny because I remember one Halloween, I had just purchased that album and I was listening to it quite a lot, and I had that song on repeat, and I remember playing Left 4 Dead 2 while listening to that song. So whenever I hear that song, I think of Left 4 Dead 2 just a little bit.
I always think of A Nightmare
great.
Before Christmas.
That actually I could see that too.
Yeah, that works.
The music video kind of has that style to it, even though the Nightmare
Like
Before
every time I
Christmas-
hear that, I want to go see that movie again.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times today, so you probably want to see it a lot of times.
I love that. It's a good song though.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious. So, I really like that band. Have you listened to much of their old stuff?
I've listened. Well, I can't even speak now. The earliest I listened to was their 2005 album. I can't remember what the name is.
City of Evil?
City of Evil, yeah, the one
Wow.
with Backcountry on. Because, and that's primarily because one of the songs that I really, really wanted to learn to play as a first-time guitarist was Backcountry.
Yeah.
And it's only up to this year that I've actually just buckled down and been like, learn Backcountry now. So, yeah, that's the earliest that I've listened to, but I have Nightmare and the self-titled album and
Yeah.
Hail to the King on my iTunes library,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, their old stuff is way different. Beforehand, they took a very metalcore approach. So, what's the singer's name? M Shadows. Yeah, M Shadows. He basically was just like it was a screaming metal band. And then when City of Evil came around, they decided to change gears and incorporate a lot of melodic songs to it. And then they've just sort of been doing that ever since.
Yeah, like Critical Acclaim and Fiction are two of my favorite songs from them, actually. But I think the reason why I like Avenged Sevenfold so much is because of two things. They're duo guitars, which are always really nice in the solos with the two harmonies on the left and the right ear. But also, M Shadow's voice is just so like growly and raspy, but that's what makes it so good.
Yeah,
you know?
it really is. And I remember, because I am a really big fan of the Rock Band video games, and I have downloaded a good amount of their songs, and I would always just shred my vocals whenever I tried to sing like M Shadows. But I don't know why. I love singing Avenged Sevenfold songs. Like, once you really know them, they're a lot of fun to sing.
Oh yeah, by far. Yeah, that's the hard part of playing Backcountry. Is every time I get to the chorus, I'm just like, "Can't you tell me that I'm?"
Yeah, and then you're like,
By the end of it, my throat's just so sore and ripped, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
interesting.
It's impressive that he can pull all that off.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I went to go see Skillet. At the end of every song, the guy just literally, especially in like songs like Hero, he just go, "I need a hero," and he maintained that solid note for a solid 15 seconds, and then you just think of it like, you guys are on tour every day for about half a year. How the hell do you keep your voice?
Yeah,
Lots of honey.
I remember it's actually very fascinating because I remember reading the autobiography of Anthony Kiedis, Scar Tissue, which I don't know if you guys have heard of or read. But one of the things he talks about when the band started getting big and they started touring more was, he would play a show and then the next day he wouldn't have a voice. And then he was talking about how they actually had to hire a vocal coach, and he was taught these like exercises and these like ways to quote unquote stretch your throat. And that was kind of interesting to me because I never thought that such a thing would exist, but apparently. Yeah, so apparently, like, that's a total thing, and now that I think
your
about
vocal cords are muscles, so you can, like, exercise them and, like, work them out so they can last longer and all that. That's why it's real skill, like, especially with these artists who can belt these high notes, like, day in, day out.
Mm-hmm. The thing that I wouldn't realise is Anthony Kiedis, like, don't get me wrong, the Red Hot Chili Peppers is an amazing band, but I wouldn't think it stresses vocal cords too much.
Yeah,
because it's very mellow. It's not like a band like of Mice and Men where every night they basically go out, kill the crowd, and then go back with screaming. Like even though I know Red Hot Chili Peppers are a band that sell out arenas and stuff, for some reason when I think of their songs, I think of them more in like a coffee house playing that kind of thing.
To be fair, actually, it's Anthony Kiedis actually addressed that in the book. He never thought of himself as a good vocalist, and I don't think he considers himself like a really good vocalist. He didn't think he could sing. He just was known for writing really good songs, and so. But then that just made me think like it really doesn't take much if your vocals aren't as strong as singers, then you're gonna throw them out super easily in just one night just from singing.
I've met quite a few singers in bands who aren't fond of singing. They're always like, well, I'm singing because no one else can. I don't want to.
Exactly.
That's most bassists' opinion as well. Like, I wanted to be a guitarist, but then I realized that everybody wants to be a guitarist.
That's why I started playing bass myself, because, well, first off, my dad plays bass, so I figured he could teach me, and then all my friends I knew were playing guitar, and I was like, I don't want to conform and be like guitarist. Yeah, so I just became a bassist.
It's always the same two things, isn't it? It's always, I'm going to be a drummer or I'm going to be a guitarist. Nobody ever wants to pick up the piano or the bass.
I love playing the bass.
I gravitated towards the violin. I just didn't have any skill.
The violin is an awesome instrument, though. If you can get it down, then it's awesome. It's just
I have a friend who's a virtuoso in music. Like, he plays like 6-7 different instruments, and he mains in a violin. And when you hear him play these really fast, long notes, you're like, marry me so I can hear you every day?
I was about to say, can I have his number?
Yeah. No. Get in line. Me first.
Down, ladies. Keep your panties on.
Speaking of violins, I rewatched this video. It's one of my favorite flash mob videos, but I can't remember where exactly it is. It's somewhere in Europe, but it starts with this dude who's sitting just in the middle of a courtyard with all these people, and he has a cello. And this little girl goes up to him and puts some money in his case, and then he
cellos.
No, it's not two cellos. It's not two cellos.
It's not.
No, I'll have to find this. But he starts playing "Ode to Joy," and then as he's just playing the song, more musicians just start coming in. So like another guy with a violin comes in, and then a whole orchestra of like not tubas, but like French horns and trumpets, and all these come in, and they're just playing the song. And then all these people all of a sudden just come in as vocalists, and they just belt out the song. And it's seriously one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like, I will literally choke up every time I watch it, just because it's incredible. I'm going to have to find this.
And yet I can't remember who's in it.
There's no one prominent in it. It's just these dudes, like these people in a random courtyard. There's nobody famous in it. Ode to Joy, Flash Mob. Flash Mob. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna pop this in. Boosh. Yeah, so that is it right there. For those who aren't listening, it'll be in the link dump, so you too can watch it.
Yeah. Oh shit! I forgot about the link dump. That should be fun.
I'm working on it, so don't you worry about it.
I don't think there's that much link dumps today.
Well, so far I have Shoegazing, Dream Pop, Pornogrind, my references to the books I've read, Big Black, all that jazz.
Oh, Lazy Eye as well. I remember Lazy Eye.
Oh, Lazy Eye, yeah. But yeah, Ode to Joy, Flash Mob. Yeah, so... Oh my god, excuse me. So
he's playing an upright bass, and then a celloist comes in.
Yeah. Are you watching it right now?
Yeah, I am. I won't watch the full thing, I'm just... like the little girl's just like staring at him, like, what's happening?
She's staring at... It's so funny, because by the end of it, after these huge group of people have come in and they're singing the song, she's still standing there just watching them in awe. So it makes me wonder if they purposely had her there, but I'm not sure.
Oh, it's the Ode to Joy.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes it even better, to be honest, because that vocal section's just so uplifting.
Yeah, it really is. That is, I think, what kills it, is when they all come in, and then it's just like the vocals just kick in, and it's just all this energy, and it's so powerful. And that's what really gets to me, I think. It really makes me choke up, is when the vocals come in. And then everybody's reaction, they're just all in awe, like, oh my god, this is happening right in front of me.
I love when stuff like that happens, where it's just out of nowhere, a big song or something comes up.
Yeah.
I love flash mobs.
Actually,
You don't really see that too often, actually.
I love buskers in general, to be honest. I love when you're walking down the street and you have that guy with the guitar who can sing way better than anybody in the top 40.
Oh yeah. You see that a lot in San Francisco for sure. The street performers, and then there's a couple of people who kind of do that. Were in the town I live in, and anytime I see people like that, or even just like if I'm in a cafe and a little show starts happening, I always will tip them because I really appreciate when people can play an instrument and they're playing in front of people, and I like acknowledging them because that's a talent that they're obviously not getting too much attention on because I don't know who people are either focused on what's in the top 40s or minding their time, but I love to acknowledge when somebody has a talent like that.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Speaking of which, I was also thinking about one thing. One of my favorite music videos. You ever heard of the band Alien Ant Farm?
Yeah.
I've heard of them. I can't tell you where from, though.
I believe you gave me one of their albums.
Did I?
Maybe.
I might have. I gave you so much music.
I know.
But they do a song called These Days, and I really like the song. But the music video is even better. And what it is Nathan, do you know what the BET Awards are?
I'm going to be saying for a while I quickly look them up and see whether I do know them.
It's the Black Entertainment Awards. And so, and so Alien Ant Farm, being the cheeky little bastards they are, while the BET Awards were going on, and like all these people like P. Diddy, Lil Kim, and all these rappers, they come in and on top of a building, and they're like, "People, listen up!" And then they just start playing These Days. And so they crashed the BET Awards, and they played their song, and the music video is just footage of them performing the song. And at the very end, it shows them getting arrested and all that. And I thought it's so cool. It's such an awesome music video.
See, on your end,
like
it's awesome because you like them, but everyone who didn't like them just thought they were assholes. But I agree, that was pretty awesome.
It's really cool, too, because actually you start seeing, like, people are getting really into the music. Like, you see huge crowds of people, like, dancing to the beat, and it's so awesome. It's just one of those things where it just seems like what they're doing is really cool, and then they obviously just get shut down by the police.
I like those ideas. Like, was it the Foo Fighters that just walked through town? I know they did it legally, though. The Foo Fighters were the ones who went through town on a bus and just started playing songs. Or they did, like, the garage show where they just showed up to a fan's garage and just played a full set.
I don't know. It doesn't surprise me that a band like that would do something along those lines, but that's really cool.
Yeah, I think it was that it was a contest, and for their album, for the release of their new album, and they were just like, we'll show up to one of your garages and we will make a show on our stop through their tour.
Oh, that's so
and
cool.
They just showed up to a fan's garage.
That's so cool.
That's nice.
It's full 40-minute sets as well, which is really... I like when bands do that.
Oh, I do too. I love when they do that, especially when they take people by... there it is. When they take people by surprise, you know? It's like, hey, we're the Foo Fighters. We're this big-time band. I know we're getting all this attention, but we're just going to do something small scale for you, just for the sake of playing music.
Yeah, or when bands go back to their heart. Like, do you guys know the band Kensington?
Why does that sound so familiar? Kensington?
Not ringing a bell.
They're in the top 40 constantly over here because they're a Dutch band.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know them, but they're kind of big. And yet still every now and again they play just small shows, or they show up in small places. Or I think I saw them, they were headlining a free festival just for the hell of it, and they all showed up in it was just after the Dutch won the quarterfinals of the World Cup, and they all just showed up in Dutch gear and just played the national anthem.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that. I'll post a song in the link though.
I'm looking at them on Wikipedia. Seems interesting. This is cool.
They're actually I like their songs. They're a good band.
Interesting.
The song that I just posted is probably one of my favorites.
I'll have to definitely give that one a listen. So many links.
Links, and extra links.
I'm listening to it right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice when. Yeah. Oh, or actually, this is an even better example of bands doing small things. Do you know Armin van Buuren?
I do not actually.
You don't know Armin van Buuren?
I might. I mean,
He's a DJ. He did
That helps. I don't know.
Oh no, that's not Armin van Buuren. Even I don't know his songs now. This is what it feels like.
Is that the name of the song?
Whoa, this is what it feels like.
I can't say that I know it.
Well, okay, this is basically he's a DJ, and basically he sells out huge arenas. Like he does like a. It's really weird because his tickets cost like $120, but at the same time the tour lasts for 6.5 hours.
Wow.
Like it's a whole set, and yeah, basically him and his brother, who's the lead guitarist in their band, just came over because they were going to do a tour in the Zego Dome the day before, and they just did a small little presentation on, if you want to become a famous musician, this is what you do. For just like 20 people. It was great.
That's awesome. Oh my god, that's so cool. Because then it's like, it's intimate, because like, you actually kind of would be able to get to know the people in the band. Like, they would probably come out and like talk to the audience, especially if it's a small scale thing like that.
Oh yeah, he was such a nice guy, and he was pressing us because there's 5 of us who take music technology in this, because he came to our school just to do it. And so there's 5 of us who take music technology, and he basically asked all the questions towards us, because he was like, yeah, you guys are probably going to be the guys who get into music. How do you do this?
That's so cool. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really awesome. I'm actually surprised you don't know Armin van Buuren. Like, Kensington, I kind of thought, yeah, you probably won't know him. But Armin van Buuren is a huge sellout all over. I know that much.
I mean, if he's a DJ, I'm not too big into the whole dance electronic music scene. I like some of it, as I've probably mentioned before, but I'm not too in touch with that side of the music world. But I'll definitely look him up.
Yeah, I'm like so quiet because I'm looking at all these links and I'm trying to listen to them, and they're really cool. But then you guys are talking, and I'm like back and forth. So sorry if I'm so quiet.
That's what the link does for.
Yeah, but I want to listen to them now.
Patience.
Well, luckily the 2 songs that I posted, you can listen to in the background because obviously DJs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you can hear our voices with like really cool electronic dance music in the background. Sets the mood.
We'll kind of like beatbox in the background as well, like.
The beats.
Damn fat beats, though.
Drop the bass.
Bow. Speaking of which, I've probably said that like 30,000 times at this point, but
Perfect segues.
You mentioned concerts. I think I talked about it at the last podcast, which has probably not come out at this point, but this Friday I'm attending a wicked awesome concert.
All right, I hate you.
Who?
Yeah, you know about it.
I hate you.
There's a music festival. It's a 2-night thing. I'm only going to the second night, but it's a thing called Not So Silent Night. And the first.
Ooh, this sounds awesome.
Let me actually pull up the website so I can see who's playing. But
I'm gonna go listen to music and ignore you because I hate you.
Yeah, okay. You do that. So, Not So Silent Night. There's a 2-day event. I'm going to the second night. The first night, the bands consist of Linkin Park, Fall Out Boy, Rise Against, Young the Giants, Future Islands, and Walk the Moon. And then the second night is Imagine Dragons, Alt J, Interpol, Cage the Elephant, Spoon, and Vance Joy.
Just for Cage the Elephant, Linkin Park, I hate you already.
Well, I mostly bought the tickets for Alt J because I bloody love Alt J. So my friend told me that I should just listen to them, and it was literally one of those albums that I have to listen to from start to finish. It's so good. Both their albums are like that. So I remember there was like a weird glitch on the band's website about where they were playing. They said they would be playing in Oakland, which is where I'm actually seeing them now, on a certain date. But it turned out to be they would be in San Diego, which is like 6-7 hours from where I live. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to drive all the way over there for that. But then a couple days later, my friend texted me and was like, hey, I just saw that Alt J is going to be playing on on the 12th in Oakland, which Oakland's like 45 minutes away from where I live. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, it was like Alt J and all these other bands. I was like, I have to go to this. Sounds amazing. So now it's cost me $81 for the tickets, which I think is well worth it. And myself and 3 of my good friends are all going to go together. And we're going to have a great time.
$81 for one ticket?
What's that?
$81 for just the one ticket for the one day?
For one ticket,
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
and now I'm going to join Edwin listening to music and just ignoring you because I'm jealous.
Yeah, exactly. See? You hate him.
Yeah, well, I've been preparing because I'm very familiar with Alt J and Interpol, and I have 2 albums by Spoon. They're very good, but in preparation, I bought all of Cage the Elephant's albums. I only had their first one, and immediately fell in love with Thank You, Happy Birthday, which is their second album. And then I looked into Vance Joy because I know nothing about the guy, and he's very good. If you like Mumford & Sons, then I think you would like his work.
Oh, you said you like Alt J?
Yes.
That's another band that does small things, because they actually come from my hometown.
Aren't they from Liverpool, or?
They're from Leeds, which is my hometown.
Leeds.
It's where Kaiser Chiefs come from as well.
Yeah, and it's another band I know from Leeds called the Shevin is from around there too. Yeah, the Shevin is awesome. I saw them play on the David Letterman show.
We don't do good stuff, but every now and again when we do, we hit it out of the park.
No, I mean I'm impressed by the stuff that's come out of there. So yeah, but Vance Joy is very good, and Alt J also very good, and I'm incredibly excited to see them, and I'll definitely be talking about them quite a bit the next time we record.
Well, I'm just going to be jealous and then just like sit in spite until the 12th of June when I go to Pink Pop, and then you can be jealous of me.
That's what I've been doing for the past week.
Yeah, you have. Who's playing at Pink Pop?
There's only 3 bands announced right now because it's not until June. But I think I mentioned it on the first podcast that we did. Last year's headliners were Metallica, the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's right.
And something else. This year, the 3 headliners that they've announced, they haven't even started with the main bands, but it's Robbie Williams, Muse, and the Foo Fighters.
Oh, wow.
And usually, when they announce their first 3 bands, they're usually on the first night.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then the second night, they have a good band, and then the third night, they have an even bigger band.
Yeah.
I'll try and find the lineup for Edwin, because I don't think Edwin was here when we talked about Pink Pop 2014, but I'll try and find the lineup.
That's
and
awesome.
It was absolutely amazing. Actually, Avenged Sevenfold were there as well, which I kind of wanted to go see.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And it's cheap. It's like €90 a ticket. So, yay.
Oh, nice. Yay. I've heard Muse is actually really good live. A handful of my friends have seen their shows, and they've all said very, very good things about them.
Muse seems like a band that would be really cool live.
Yeah. They're very arty.
Yeah, found it. The headliners for last year were the Rolling Stones, Epica, Bastille, the White Lines, Arctic Monkeys, Robert Plant and the Sensational Space Shifters. Who else? Who you might know? Limp Bizkit. I love how every time I mention Limp Bizkit, you just come on and just start laughing.
I did it for the nookie. Come on.
Best impression I've ever heard. Oh yeah, and Edgier and Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, Rob Zombie, Mastodon.
Oh, nice. Mastodon.
That was this year, and unfortunately I couldn't go because of the Rolling Stones, they sold out within about half an hour.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Tickets for this, just tickets for all 3 days, was half the price of a normal Rolling Stones concert.
Oh, yeah. I remember even like a band like Fleetwood Mac, I'd say, is along those lines. And I remember nosebleed seats for Fleetwood Mac was like $100. And I remember when they were coming around, I was like, I don't know if I want to go to this concert. And my mom's like, we need to get better seats. Better seats were $300 a piece. And I was like, Mom?
Oh, you guys are lucky.
Well, I was like, I'm sorry, Mom. I know this band means a lot to you. I love Fleetwood Mac, but I'm not paying $300 to see this band live. I'm really sorry. Like,
you guys are lucky. Fleetwood Mac are coming over this year, and translated to dollars, I think it costs about $500 for good tickets.
Ah, jeez.
Jesus
Because it's
Christ.
about €300, but then if you take into translation...
Yeah, god damn. Yeah. Bands like that, it's like at this point, you're probably not going to see them.
No. Like The Who as well. The Who are coming over, and then they cost like $300 a ticket.
This
I'm
upsets me
surprised those
so
guys are
much.
still touring. What's that?
The amount of money these concerts cost upset me so much.
Yeah. Well, that's why,
I mean...
that's why you stick with the small-scale bands, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but The Who's a tiny bit different, I think. It's because, well, quite a few of their members have died. It's going to be their last tour ever again. It's their 50th anniversary show as well. They kind of want to go out on a bang, so I think they'd put on a good show. But then Fleetwood Mac, they're coming over next year for the same price.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought of something. So, you saying it's their last tour. I saw a headline just this recently about Coldplay saying that they're only the next album that they come out with is going to be their last album.
Oh,
Really?
That's what they say. Yeah, and I actually had to look into this because despite the criticism that they get from all the hipsters, I actually really like Coldplay. I think their music is really good. But from what I've read, phone please. From what I've read, they're not breaking up. They're going to stay together, but the way they said it was like the album is the ending of a story, and they might come out with stuff in a later day, but they don't know. So as far as we know, this is the last Coldplay album.
yeah, that's upsetting. Like, I've kind of semi-poisoned by Coldplay just because of the first time that I actually got really into them. A friend just looked at me and he's like, dude, they're sellouts, don't listen to them, because he's obviously a hipster. And because of that, I kind of went off of them for a while. But I'm upset that they're not going to have any other albums.
Yeah. Well, I was first introduced to them. I was told to listen to Viva La Vida because my friend told me that it was some of the best music he had ever heard.
Oh, Viva La
And
Vida is amazing.
I took
It really is.
I took his word for it, and I believe him now. I to this day think that the song Viva La Vida is very overrated. It's not my favorite on the album, but other songs like Lost and Cemeteries of London and 42 are so good.
Sorry, I just read the story of this. Martin also revealed that it might be the band's final album and compared it to Harry Potter.
Oh yeah,
What?
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's what it was.
What?
It's our seventh thing, and the way we look at it, it's like the last Harry Potter book or something like that. He further added that, unlike the promotion of the Ghost Stories, the band's tour will be for the seventh record. Harry Potter!
What?
Bit different.
Maybe your friend was right about the whole selling out aspect of it. It's such a gimmick to be saying something like that.
It's a huge gimmick.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So it was. I don't know. I was sort of like, you're just beating around the bush, guys, because it's like this is our last album, maybe. So I don't think it's the last album. I think we'll see more from Coldplay. They're probably just going to go on a hiatus or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you listen to their latest album? I think it's called Ghost Songs or something along the lines of that.
Oh, Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories.
I was very close to buying it on vinyl, but I haven't heard much of it. I've heard the big hits. I can't even tell you the names of the title tracks or anything. It's just I've listened to some of them and I find them really good. But yeah, no, I haven't listened to the full album, so I can't tell you their songs.
I haven't listened to it either, and the last one I heard was Milo Xylo, and I really liked that one. I thought it was a really good album, but after Ghost Stories came out, I just didn't really buy it, and I'm sort of cautious about it. I don't know why, I just haven't gotten around to listening to it, so I was curious to see if you guys had some good things to say about it.
How about you, Edwin? Have you heard it?
Heard what? I'm listening to music again. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Edwin.
You're the worst third person.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'll contribute.
Get back
Ghost
in
Stories.
it. Have you heard Ghost Stories by Coldplay? Their third album, or not their third, but their newest album.
Probably. I can't tell you like offhand, but I probably heard it from time to time. I listen to Coldplay occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're radio music, so they'll be on there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it's in my iTunes right now, because if it is, which one is it?
Ghost Stories is what the album's called.
I do not have it, so I probably have not listened to it.
Okay.
That is on the list.
I guess we have some homework to do, is listening to Ghost Stories by Coldplay.
Yeah, we really need to start like giving each other an album to listen to every week, and then
That's actually that's a good idea too.
actually this should homework from now on. Everybody has to listen to a different album that they've not listened to.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, you, Armin van Buuren. I'm butchering that name as crazy as
Yeah,
I'll listen to him.
I've been clicking around on Kensington. I really dug them.
Yeah, Kensington and Armin and I guess Coldplay's new album we'll all have to listen to.
And I'll have to listen to Alien Anthem and
Motion City soundtrack.
what was it? Motion City soundtrack. That's the
Motion
one.
City. Maybe we should all listen to a Pornogrind song.
Yeah, that's the group homework. We're all gonna watch.
Okay, Pornogrind.
No,
and...
group homework. We each pick up a cool subgenre and an example song.
cool subgenre and listen to stuff. Okay, so I have to now make a note to listen to Pornogrind.
Writing that down as we speak.
I'm kind of scared for anybody to see my notepad on my computer because I'm gonna be like, why does it say listen to Pornogrind?
Why are you watching Cock and Ball Torture?
Yeah, what is cock and ball torture, and why are you listening to this?
It's porn, I swear.
It's porn.
It's porn. It's porn. Yeah, I'd much rather be caught watching porn.
Oh god. So, from going on to Pornogrind, should we go on to speak about racism like I was doing earlier?
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. I was wondering if this was going to come up. So before we hit record, we were talking about the Dutch Christmas.
Dutch Christmas, how much I love you.
And I don't know, how do you pronounce it?
Sinterklaas.
So it translates in English to Black Peter.
Oh no, Black Peter? Black Peter's Sinterklaas helpers. That's Zwarte Piet.
Oh god. Why don't you explain this? Because you seem to know quite a bit about it.
And very excited.
I know quite a bit about it.
He's excited. He's been waiting to talk
He brought
about
it up.
Yeah, he did.
I brought it up because it was only this Friday, but it's So,
What the fuck is this?
I know a lot about it because I've lived here for about 6-7 years now, so I should know a bit about it. But Sinterklaas is basically Dutch Christmas where one of the three kings, his name's Sinterklaas, which is literally translated to Santa Claus, comes over on his boat from Spain to Holland and goes around with his little mischievous pranksters that are called Zwarte Piet. The thing about Zwarte Piet that the rest of the world finds racist, but nobody in Holland does, including me, is that they are white people who jump down the chimneys of all the boys and girls to give them presents, and because of that, their face is so filled up with soot that they have big red lips and big black face. And they cause mischief while they're here, and throw sweets at the good boys and girls, like throw Cloudnoter, which is like ginger biscuits, which I will send you guys at one point. And they take all the bad kids in a sack and they send them back to Spain.
Oh shit! We didn't hear that part.
Oh god.
Oh no, you didn't. I forgot about that.
I like the idea of like them throwing good things, like you're so good, eat biscuits. They're just chucking all these biscuits at people.
It's biscuits and marshmallows.
I'm watching this video and all these pictures. Oh my god! Yes, this. I wanna celebrate Santa Claus and Dutch Christmas. I want cookies.
You do get cookies, and then on the Christmas day, which is December the 6th this year, it changes every year. I think it's like the first Friday of December every year. But basically, on that Christmas, everybody gets presents, and they get them in their shoes. Like
oh my god.
The reason I sent that link, which will be in the link dump, is it's all like music, because we got to relate this back to music at one point. And the song is Sinterklaas kabootje, hoibet in my scooter, which is, hey Sinterklaas, what's in my shoe? Because what the kids do is they put the shoes underneath the fireplace, and then when they wake up, all the presents are around their shoe and all the candy is in their shoe.
I seriously need to celebrate Dutch Christmas now.
Oh, and you get a chocolate letter, which, actually, you know what? I actually might send that to you guys.
A chocolate letter.
What
is basically you get a chocolate letter.
Yeah, like a letter.
Like a giant chocolate A, or
it's a giant. Close. It's a giant chocolate letter, which is in the letter of your first name.
Oh my gosh.
So, like this year, I got a giant chocolate N.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it tasted delicious.
How giant? How giant are we talking here?
It depends. You can have them at any size. You can have a mini one that's just like the size of your, like just to can fit in the palm of your hand, or you can have one that's like the size of your face if you really want one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh god, I want the giant chocolate E.
I want a giant chocolate O.
That's my homework for then.
Oh my god. So let me ask you this then. Since it's a holiday, do people get work off from this or school off from this?
Oh yeah, everybody gets the day off.
Holy crap.
Because they don't celebrate Christmas. That's the thing.
Okay.
So what basically happens is, they do celebrate Christmas now. It used to be that they don't. But basically they do celebrate Christmas now, but they get maybe oh, here's this key ring. Here's €10.
It doesn't amount.
Yeah, and then you get your big presents on the Sins class.
That is incredible. Are there carols? Are there carols for this kind of holiday?
That link that I put in the link dump is an hour of Christmas carols.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was one song.
I've been listening, and I love this. I really am all about Dutch Christmas right now. You won me over
great.
with oh my god, that black face.
It's great. It was banned in our school actually this year because we go to a British school and you're not allowed to have the Black Pete's. But it used to be every year people would come in dressed up as Black Pete and then take all the bad kids away and then for every candy to everybody else.
This is
I
so
would
wrong.
love to do that. If I was allowed to do that, I would do that every year.
Oh my god, this is so wrong.
Oh, I'm going to be hated today, but it's worth it because it's Christmas and everybody should feel happy in some way or another.
Well, podcast does not condone the use of white people disguised as black people to give presents and steal children who are bad.
Except for me.
Oh, well, okay. You can give him hate, because we're American.
No hate at all, because that's totally fine for where he's from. It's totally fine.
It's true.
It's actually 100% fine. It's really weird. Every year the debate comes up oh, why is Zwarte Piet racist? And then they do a little experiment and they fly one of them off to America or fly one of them off to England.
Yeah.
And then they get completely hated on.
I guess, now that I think about it, I guess it's sort of similar to the fact of, American Christmas or traditional Christmas, I guess we could call it. The whole thing, it's really it's a Christian holiday. And so now it's the big thing when Christmas comes up is, oh, it's so commercialized and Santa and all this. But, and then there's always the religious guys who come in and they're like, you guys are forgetting what Christmas actually is and blah, blah, blah. And there's just this big war. So I'm guessing it's similar along the lines.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just flabbergasted by the fact that such a thing exists, Dutch Christmas.
Well, I'm sorry, but now I'm eating my big chocolate letter just to appease you guys.
Well, I would love a chocolate O, so
I would love a chocolate
Actually,
I'm not completely opposed to the idea of getting these chocolates.
Actually, here we go. 1 second. You guys in the audio podcast can't see this, but you guys should in a second.
Oh my god! Oh shit!
It's legit chocolate letter.
Oh my god, look at that!
Milk chocolate letter N, yeah.
Oh my god, look at that! That's mental.
We get those every year in our shoes.
You have some big feet then.
Yeah. How much does something like that go for?
Oh, not much, €1, if that.
Oh, no kidding.
It's cheap. You can get the cheap stuff, or you can get the expensive stuff with Belgian chocolates on top.
Oh man, I want some chocolate now.
I kind of do too.
Well, I'm eating chocolate, so.
Did you just eat it in one sitting, or do you take your time on it?
It depends on how big. I think I've had about 4 this year.
Oh shit!
You had 4 ends.
You just go to the supermarket and you just
4 ends?
buy them. Yeah, 4 ends.
That's what you're gonna be saying after you eat all those.
I think next year I'm just going to spell out my name in chocolate letters.
That's a good idea.
That'd be awesome.
My full name as well, just the middle name as well, which is 9 letters long.
Mine would be easy because it's just 4 letters.
Oh.
I would have a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
I'm trying to count all the letters. I would have a lot of chocolate.
I guess if you include my middle and last name, my name is pretty lengthy, but my first name is just plain and simple.
And at 18.
Oh, God.
Well, so, who'd have thunk? And the fact that there's music associated with it, that is incredible.
It's great. I can party all day to this chocolate letter.
Oh God! There's a Gangnam Style with these little trickster people video. I gotta click.
What?
I want to go Christmas caroling, but I just want to sing these songs.
Oh, it's great. I'll teach you all Dutch.
People are like, "Oh, that's so nice. They're speaking foreign languages." Oh, Edwin sent a link.
Oh, God. Oh god,
I
I'm
don't know
kind
what
of scared to
Just-
see what.
just-
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh god.
Oh
Yes.
my God. No. Are you
Oh yeah,
serious?
this was viral last year in Holland. This was great.
This.
Zwarte
my-
Piet style.
Oh my God. So for those of you who are listening, we're watching a Gangnam Style version of this, and it's going to be in the link dump for sure, but this is just incredible.
You guys don't understand it, but it's twice as hilarious when you understand it.
Those lips.
The smirks.
Oh, yeah, they need the
smirks
red
on their
lips.
faces.
It's terrifying. It doesn't look, they look like dolls. It's scary.
The holidays are beautiful.
Actually, in like the
Holidays
year
are beautiful.
in like the year 2000, they tried to change it so that they'd all have different color faces, like red and blue faces, and nobody took to it.
I mean, I would do that. Dress up like a blue guy or something. I don't know.
Oh, I've dressed up as a Zwarte Piet before.
Oh, have you now?
I'm happy no photo of that exists.
I wish a photo of that existed, because I would spam the hell out of it. I would absolutely spam it. Wow.
Zwarte Piet style.
I want to share this on Facebook so bad, but I know I'd get
Do it.
so much slack.
No, you have to do it.
Edwin and Olin, you don't have to because I've just posted it on Facebook and I'm about to tag you.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, God. Okay, alright. That's fine. Yes.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah. that
Yay
works
for
me too.
racism that isn't actually racism in
Yeah,
other
it's
countries.
indirect racism. Alright.
Oh,
Is there
God.
anything else you guys want to talk about, music-wise, just out of curiosity?
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy too.
I'm done.
I can't stop smiling right now.
How long have we been going for? About an hour. Okay. Well, maybe we should think about wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts other than the fact that we all have to listen to Pornogrind and Ghost Stories? That sounds like a band itself. Pornogrind and Ghost Stories.
Pornogrind and Ghost Stories. That sounds like an album title.
It sounds like a
An
what?
album title.
You're cutting out like crazy.
It's the power of these tricksters. I said that sounds like an album title. Pornogrind
Okay.
and Ghost Stories.
So if we ever form a band and we come out with an album, that should be the name of our album, is Pornogrind and Ghost Stories.
That will be the official name of this episode.
Okay, fair enough. I think that's actually a great note. So with that being said, thank you all for listening to this really wacky, weird, but awesome podcast. And we should definitely be pumping out more episodes. I mean, I don't know, is school ending for you soon, Nathan?
This week. I'll talk to you guys about it after the podcast.
Yeah, so school basically is over for me, and then school is over for you. And I mean,
I am always
other than
free.
and other than the fact that holidays might get in the way, we should definitely try to get some weekly stuff out.
Happy holidays to all.
Yeah,
We have our
happy
homework
holidays.
and holidays and... Oh god, I'm happy right now.
Okay,
And
I'm gonna
to
go.
all a goeie Zwarte Piet.
I'm gonna eat some chocolate now.
Chocolate.
Alright.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.